I'm going to show you how you can create a cinematic video inside text effect using Adobe Premiere Pro. Let's get into it. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in our two clips that we'll be using. So I'm going to just drag in our base clip, and then on top of that we're going to bring in the clip that we want to appear inside of our text. And then just drag that on top. Just make sure that they're both the same length. And then you're going to go over to the text tool and type in whatever word you're using. For this project I'm going to type in Mars. Then what you do is you can just center it up a little bit, maybe enlarge it. And then you're going to go over to your effects and then type in track matte key and drag that onto your second video layer. And go over to effect controls, and then under the track matte key option, under match, you're going to select video 3. Now we see that it appears, the video appears within the text. So now that is basically the gist of it, but if you want to start customizing it and making this look really cool, let's try and do that. So I'm going to just enlarge this, bring this down so that it's actually showing the two astronauts inside the text. Just make it the full length of these two clips. So already that looks pretty cool, but now let's start customizing it a bit. So I'm going to take the base layer and just increase the size a bit, and then the actual text I'm going to increase as well. So now I can actually see both astronauts, and that's already looking pretty cool, pretty cinematic, but the colors are not really matching. So what we can do is we can just go over to our color space. Let's just change the base layer first, so that is highlighted. Go over to curves, select the red. Maybe let's just make it a little less red. It's maybe more like that. You can even go and bring the saturation down a bit. And let's do the same for the second layer. Bring the saturation down a bit, so it just kind of matches up a little bit better. Doesn't look so intense. Alright, let's go back to editing. Now we can take it even a step further and start adding in some sounds and music, just to make it even more cinematic-y and sci-fi in this case. So I'm just going to go over to my project window. I've got some audio ready here for us. So let's just take the first few seconds of that. This will bring in a bit of a drone to it. Sounds pretty cool. Now let's bring in some music. Also, I've selected a couple of seconds over here. Let's bring that in. Oops. Sounds pretty cool, actually. I'm quite liking the way this is looking, so I'm going to take it one step further and just put in a small zoom on the actual Mars planet itself. So go to the beginning of the clip, go to effect controls, I'm going to do the scale and position keyframes, and go to the end of it, and then just increase that a little bit, so there's just a little bit more movement in the shot, and maybe just bring it over to the side a bit as well. Let's see how that looks. That's what you do. Looks pretty cool to me. Yeah, that's how you do that. Hope this helped.